am Sue Webley. Welcome to another episode of Inspire. Hey, y'all. I see y'all coming in. Good morning to you. I get to speak my full New York accent today because my guest is here. And I don't mind hiding my accent today, okay? Good morning, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Inspire. I'm so glad that you are here hanging out with me and my guest who I'm going to introduce in a little bit on this Saturday morning. I see you coming in all over social media, so thank you so much for joining us. Hey, Instagram, if you see me looking over there, that's Instagram. Hey, Instagram, it's so good to see y'all coming in. Hey, Chuck Hunt, listen, the people are already posting and things. Listen, as you come in, do me a great big favor. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know who you are, where you're watching from. And I'm going to ask what's in your cup in a minute. Chuck, what you got? Checking it from Monroe, Louisiana. Thank you. You getting your sports fix in today on this? Okay, it's a football weekend. It's a football weekend, y'all. Listen, I don't know much about football, but I will cook. I will make some chili. So I will make chili. I'll make some wings. Like I'll cook the stuff, but and I ask a whole bunch of questions. They try to touch down and all of that. Listen, I'll cook and I'll provide drinks. That's the extent of what I'm doing. But do me a favor again. Come on, let me know where you are watching from, and let me know. Let me go ahead and ask this question now. What is in your cup, y'all? It's Saturday morning. What's in your cup? What are you sipping on this morning? Is it coffee? Is it tea? Is it water? Is it orange juice, apple juice, a smoothie? Do you have something a little stronger in your cup? I am not judging, because some of us need a little something stronger in our cup this morning. But as you know, I always have coffee in my cup. And I did not, this is not mushroom coffee, y'all. So, if you've been hanging out with me for any amount of time over the last 2 years, you know that my sibling, Dr. Rivera, introduced me to this amazing mushroom coffee. It is not Rise. I don't like it. It's too grainy. If you want to know what the coffee is, inbox me. I will tell you, because I'm not getting advertising coins, y'all. And so, I'm not getting the sponsorship coins from them, but I do want you to check it out if you have it. So let me know who you are, where you're watching from, what's in your cup this morning. As you do that, listen, if you just joined me for the first time, you don't know who the hell I am, what the show's about. You just kind of stumbled upon it, or you were invited by Veronika. So I want to say, hey y'all, to all of you who were invited by Veronika. Thank you for joining us. I am your host. I'm Sue Webley. I'm an author, an entrepreneur, and an award-winning minister. And Inspire is a live interview style broadcast that is on a mission to encourage, empower, and embolden individuals to create change in their personal lives, their communities, and in the world. And so, as our amazing guests, as entrepreneurs, influencers, creatives, and others share their testimonies, tips, and tools with us, we hope that you are inspired. You who are watching right now on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Instagram, you who will catch this in the replay or in an audio, we hope that you are inspired to elevate your mindset, pursue your dreams, and to do, as the late Dr. Katie Geneva Cannon put it so eloquently, the work that your soul must have. I want you to do me a favor while you are coming in. One, I want you to share, but two, I want you to connect, follow, like, and subscribe. So again, if you've been with me for a long time, you know I started off with Cara Solutions. Cara Solutions is still here, okay? But I'm Inspire is its own brand unto itself. So I'm building up those platforms. So join me on Facebook and Instagram and Inspire with Sue W. If you are on TikTok, I am on TikTok on the Sue A. Webley. Follow me on TikTok, y'all, because I want to be able to bring Inspire to the TikTok audience as well. I almost have the numbers, y'all, so go ahead. I started on TikTok late, so you know, it is what it is. So if you if you have a TikTok account and look for Sue A. Webley, if you want to follow me anywhere on social media, Sue A. Webley. Follow me. You could also head over to our website at www.getinspired.live. You can find out all about the show, watch all of our previous episodes, find out a little bit about me, and also subscribe to our newsletter. We have some great things coming up with Inspire. We don't want you to miss anything. You can also listen later on Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. I'm going to Inspire with Sue on all of those platforms. So let me see, before I bring our guests on, let me see who has joined us today. Instagram, I see y'all coming in. Don't be quiet. Oh, how can you watch on YouTube? I'm going to post that link for you, Diva Latina. I'm going to post that link for you. Hey, Vivian Martinez, watching from Florida. Listen, so you're watching from Florida, but you also from Brooklyn, girl. I'm Brooklyn down to the socks. So welcome all of those who are from New York and from Brooklyn as well, and from the Bronx, because we got to rep the Bronx today for Veronika. Hey, sis, Angie Harvey, I owe you a phone call. Raleigh is in the house. Indigo, you're from the Caribbean, okay? And you are sipping on water. We are praying for everyone in the Caribbean. Hey, my sibling, Dr. Rivera is on. My other sibling, Dr. Marilyn Pagan Banks is on. You got some coffee with coconut milk? Yum. Spokane, Washington, caffeine and cream and Carmen. Oh, that sounds so good. Big Dreams Project, collectively. Listen, I need to know about Big Dreams Project. So hit me up, Big Dreams Project. I want to know a little bit about you. Angie is drinking homemade mango smoothie in my, oh God, that sounds so good. Angela Holden, good morning from Atlanta. Listen, thank you for joining this morning. Let me go ahead and post this because I promised that I would. I'm going to post that YouTube link inside of Instagram for you. Let me just do that real quick. All right. Thank you. I see y'all following me. Thank you. Oh, come on. All right. Instagram just did something funky. I'm going to have to post it. It's on my desktop, but I will have to post it. So if you want it on YouTube, just look for Cara Solutions LLC and you will find it. You will find it live. I don't know what Instagram just did. It won't let me post. But I see y'all coming in on Instagram. Again, if you want to view it on YouTube, if you're on Instagram and you want to view from YouTube, just look for Cara Solutions LLC on YouTube and you'll be able to view from there. Hey, babe, some coffee that I made. Good morning, Queen. I hope the coffee is good, love. Hey, Lauren and Ashley Mackey. Listen to people. Trish Craighead from Gainesville, Georgia. Oh, Queen City, New Jersey. Thank you, Lauren, for joining us. And you're joining us on from LinkedIn. Thank you so much. Sipping on water. Listen, the people coming, do me a favor and share. I'm excited about this conversation, so I'm not going to belabor the time, as they say. I'm so excited to welcome Veronika Rivera to Inspire this morning. And I have been following Veronika pretty much since, I think, 2021, and I'm going to show you the one of the videos that I absolutely love, one of her earlier videos, but it's one that I think garnered 10 million, it's a 10,000 to 10 million views. I think it's 10 million views on TikTok. So I'm going to show you that in a minute, but let me tell you a little bit about her. Veronika is a 35-year-old Latina from the Bronx who has become the face and voice of customer service, creating both satirical and informative videos across social media. Veronika seeks to empower others to find their voice, speak up against workplace injustices, and never back down when facing a challenging customer. She started out 3 years ago posting videos on TikTok to make people laugh and say all the things customer service reps really want to say to difficult customers. She is now a full-time content creator who has over 1.6 million followers. Come on, girl. 1.6 million followers across multiple platforms. She created the Customer Service Academy, where she coaches employees on providing the best customer service while maintaining boundaries and remaining professional, and has worked on narrating audiobooks due to her now recognizable voice. When she's not making people laugh or teaching others the art of being sassy, Veronika likes to spend time with her friends and family and her Rottweiler, Luca. She's a huge foodie and loves to travel often. So as we prepare to meet with Veronika, let me go ahead and play that video for you that got me to start following her.
Thank you for calling customer service. My name is Veronika. How can I help you? Yeah, whatever. Just pull up my account. I don't even say thank you for calling. Just pull up my account and do what you need to do. Do your job, because I don't understand. Hello? Are you still there?
Yes, ma'am. I'm still listening.
Did you hear what I just said?
Nah, you're going to have to repeat all that because you started yelling and I thought you was talking to one of your kids, because I know you're not talking to me like that. Not on this chipper Tuesday morning.
Did you really just say that to me?
Yes, I did say that. Yes, I did.
How? Why?
Because you need something from me, but you're going to call me with attitude and yelling top of the morning. For what? For what reason?
So you're not going to help me? You're not planning on helping me?
I can help you. I'm more than happy to help you. That's what I get paid for. I do not get paid for you to sit there and yell at me. I mean, you can yell all you want, but this call will go click and you'll be talking to my friend Tone. Don't play with me.
Listen, that thing has it never gets old, especially not on this chipper Tuesday morning.
Oh my goodness. I wasn't sure which one it was going to be. I knew it would be either that one or the first customer service video.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. How do you feel like watching? Do you ever go back and kind of look at them?
Yeah, so I recently did a series where I kind of reenacted some of my more popular videos, and that was one of them. So I had to rewatch it a couple times just to remember the script, and just like watching it, I'm like, girl, you crazy. It's awesome. Like, it's awesome to look back at where I was back then and just like, oh, let me just do this for fun. And for it to like be, like you said, at 10, almost 11 million views is insane to me.
Wow. So thank you for joining us on Inspire today. Before we get into our conversation, what's in your cup, girl?
Thank you for having me. Today, I have apple juice in my cup with a little bit of water to dilute it.
Come on, apple juice. I was telling my partner, I think last night, that I love apple juice. I love apple juice so much that I have to drink it in moderation. Like, I can't, because if I have a gallon of apple juice, trust me, I'm drinking a gallon.
Same. So after my weight loss surgery, it's hard for me to decide what to drink because everything has so much sugar. And the doctor told me, you can drink apple juice, just dilute it with water so it cuts the sugar. And that's what I've been drinking for a year and a half straight.
Oh, wow. Well, you look amazing. You looked amazing before, but you look amazing now as well. So let's get into our conversation. What made you start doing these videos?
So, I've always been like the sassy one. I've always had the answers and I've always responded when somebody comes at me. So my friends always told me like, oh, Veronika, you, especially when TikTok started getting popular, they're like, you should just post some videos. I'm like, no, why would I do that? But then I saw how easy it was to actually edit the videos and post them. And so I started kind of just for fun. And then they started taking off and my friends are like, you have to keep going. I'm like, but for what? Like, what's the reason to keep going? And as I kept going and I started getting invited to the Creator Fund and I started seeing how many people were actually benefiting from my videos, I'm like, oh, so I have to keep going. Okay. So I kind of just, and it's real life situations. Most of it is not fully made up. Most of it is me remembering things that I went through or comments that I read where people are like, oh my God, I just went through this. And I'm like, you know what? That's a great idea. Let me make that into a skit. And it just kind of took off from there.
Wow. So did you imagine that you would gain such a following?
I had, the first video that I posted was like, I was living in Kissimmee and right on a busy corner, and there's like a lot of sirens always and dogs barking and all that. So I said, you know what, let me make a video of what it's like to work from home in Kissimmee. And that one, I think I was at Halloween Horror Nights, and it had gotten to like 25,000 views. And I was like, whoa, who am I with 25,000 people watching it? And I would have never in a million years imagined. And I put 1.6 million in my bio. I have closer to 1.8 million, which I know is not a big deal, but it's a subtle flex. But I would have never in a million years imagined that I would have this big of a following at all.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And so like how has life changed? How has things changed for you? Since this
Listen,
amazing feat of having so many views and followers.
Listen, just going out to the supermarket and having someone come up to me and tell me that they love me, or like I'm sitting at a restaurant and they're staring at me, and now I know why they're staring at me. And just having people say, "Oh my God, thank you." Or I was in Ireland exchanging my money, and the lady was like, "I know you." And I'm like, "No, you
Wow.
don't. Like, what are you doing? We're in Ireland. What do you mean you know me?" So it's changed in a way that I never cared what I looked like when I walked outside. I was always in like a crazy messy bun, no makeup, just, and not that it matters, but I take a little bit more care because everybody always wants a picture. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I have to remember that there's literally someone always watching. And not that I've ever been somebody that does things, bad things when no one's watching, but now I'm super conscious of what I'm doing. Like, okay, I took this off this shelf. Let me put it right back there because people are quick to be like, oh, I saw this person at the supermarket and she put the onions back by the potatoes. And I'm like, okay, wait. So I'm definitely a lot more conscious of everything that I do. Again,
Hmm.
not that I'm out there doing bad things when no one's watching, but I'm very, very conscious of every step that I take just to make sure that I'm showing exactly who I am, and
Yeah.
people are watching. So I need to be that person that God put in my heart to be. So if somebody's watching me, I need them to see that I'm like, a good, a pure person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. If you're just joining us, we are speaking with the amazing Veronika Rivera. And so, if you have a question or a comment for Veronika, please feel free to post it in the chat, and I will do my best to make sure she's able to respond to those questions and those comments. So they're saying that they love your videos. Let's see. How can I help inspire? Okay. All right. All right. Listen, the people are posting. I see you over there on Instagram. Do the same thing. If you have a comment or a question, do me a favor and post it. And I will make sure that Veronika gets a chance to see them. So you started off, right? You have this journey started off with making funny videos, right? And so to becoming now you're like the face of and the voice of customer service. So what do you believe has been the most surprising part of the evolution from just creating a funny video to now becoming the face and the voice of customer service?
I think exactly that. I didn't set out to become the face and voice of customer service. I set out just to make people laugh like I always do. That's my everyday. Like I really don't take life too seriously. I'm very carefree. And so I'm just here like, okay, we all want to say certain things when we're on the phone with a customer, even face to face. So let me just do what we wish we could do. And to get people to say that they've actually learned from my content, that
Mhm.
they've taken notes, that they feel more empowered, that they feel like they found their voice, that they feel like they're not alone. It kind of evolved on its own. And I'm like, oh God. So, that I think that was the most surprising. That's the biggest thing that's changed is that it started out as just satire, just me posting videos, not really caring whether it was of substance, because it was just to make people laugh because I'm
Right.
just saying what we want to say. But now I'm again more conscious of what I'm posting because I realize people are paying attention and they're implementing what I'm posting. I'm like, oh I don't want anybody to get fired because they're like, well, Veronika said this. And I'm like, oh no. Because I've had people tell me that, like, oh, I told my boss exactly what you said. And I'm like, I hope you dressed it up, you know, a little more professionally than the way I but just
Like, girl, don't let me get you, get you fired.
right. Like, I don't got space in my house for you to move in with me. So I need you to not be getting fired. Like, don't do that. Let's be smart about this. But I think that's the biggest change, is that it went from satire, complete satire. Like, when I started my TikTok account and started posting videos, there was never a point that I said, this is going to be my career. Like this, I'm
Right.
going to become an influencer. This is going to be my life. No, that was never the goal. That was never a vision. But you know how it is when we make our own plans and we have our own
Yeah.
visions. Things take on a life of their own, especially with the public. The public decides, especially
Yes.
as an influencer content creator, they kind of decide what direction you're taking. And they pulled me into this, even though I didn't like set out for it, but they pulled me into, no, you're going to be our teacher.
Yeah.
You're going to teach us. And so it kind of developed all on its own, which is, to me, it's still mind boggling, but I'm here for it. I'm here for every single minute of it.
Listen, we are here for it as well. I want to talk a little bit about the customer service academy, but Dr. Rivera brought up a really good point, and so I would like for you to address it if you are able. She says that she's so sorry people started making animated videos without your consent.
Yes.
So can you talk a little bit about that? Because after I began following you, like these animated videos started popping up, and a lot of people thought that you were behind also these animated videos. Can you share a little bit about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So, excuse me, it's a little difficult online to stop people from using your audio. That's just the way it is. It's always been like that with music and everything. That's why copyright exists. So initially, when I started posting my videos, people would do like the voiceover, and they would kind of make it with themselves, but it would still always show me in the little corner, rolling around as it's my audio. So it always showed, this is Veronika's audio. And then there was a time, I think it was maybe last year, that my friends started sending me the animated videos. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cute. But it didn't register that this was like a gigantic, there are so many pages. When I tell you there are hundreds, maybe thousands of pages. And the difference is they're posting it as original content. They're not taking it from my page and posting, this is Veronika's audio, but we decided to put the animation with it. They're downloading my audio, putting it towards their animation, and it shows original audio, which means a couple things. It means that, number one, people don't know that it's not their audio because it says original audio. And number two, they're monetizing off of it, because in order to get paid from social media, it has to be original content. So if they posted it from my page and kept my name, they wouldn't be monetizing on it. They posted with my, with original content stipulation. So they are more than likely getting paid for it. And when I realized just how many pages were out there and how many animations were being made with my content, my voice, my script, and they were, getting paid for it, and they had a lot more followers than I did at one point. And I'm like, wait a minute. So you start reporting it to TikTok, you start reporting it to Instagram. YouTube is really the only social media network that really did anything about it. They've emailed me back like, hey, we've taken this page down. The process to report it is a long process. I have to take links from my page and post them on YouTube, and take their links and post them. So just reporting one takes a good, maybe like half an hour. So it would be a full-time job for me to sit here and report every single page, only for TikTok to turn around and come and be like, we found no violation. I'm like, okay, whatever. Wow. I mean, at this point, I think I have a large enough following that the majority of people that see the animations know that they are not the owners of the animation. In the beginning, they had no idea. The amount of people that responded to the video, the first video that I did saying, hi, I'm Veronika. And I think I jumped in Instagram from like 16,000 followers to 200,000 in a matter of maybe a week. Because people were like, you're real? You're a real girl? I'm like, yeah, call me Pinocchio Jr. because I'm real. I'm real. I'm here. And it sucks. But I've kind of not lost that battle, but I'm not fighting it as much because like I said, it would be a full-time job to just sit there and report every single page, only for Instagram and TikTok to turn around and say there's no violation. And they've muted a lot of my followers who say, this is not yours, this is Veronica's. And those people get muted. So I don't want anybody else's
What?
accounts. Yeah. I don't want anyone else's accounts to get flagged or to get taken
Yeah.
down for defending me. So I'm like, you know what? It's just a battle right now that I don't have the resources or the time to fight. Maybe once I continue to grow and things kind of change in a direction of, more copyright and stuff, maybe. But right now, I don't have the time to fight every single one of them. I wish I
Wow.
did.
Yeah, yeah. So would that be considered? I wonder if that be considered like entertainment law.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely entertainment law. I've spoken to a few attorneys. It's just a very expensive process as well. For each video, I think you can do up to 10 claims on one copyright
Right.
lawsuit, but it's still like $1,500, $2,000, and there's hundreds and thousands of these videos. So it would just get to be too much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So listen, if you're an entertainment lawyer and you're watching, come on and help Veronica out. Okay. If you know an entertainment lawyer, reach out to them, let them know what's going on with this because it's completely unfair and for others to use your voice, to use your gift, right? To monetize on and not it'd be different if they're saying, hey, can we do a collaboration? Right? But they're stealing your voice.
There's one,
Yeah.
which is Real Tune Tribe.
Okay.
They reached out. I guess they realized there was a storm coming, and
Okay.
they reached out and they were like, "Hey, we just made some money off of you. We're gonna, pay you." And then we kind of have a collaboration going. They're the only ones that have reached out, and we're sort of working something out. But not a single one of the other ones have ever
Wow.
reached out or tried to do anything.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you for sharing all of that with us. Some wonderful comments. Trish, well, your cousin, Norma says, love you, cousin. So proud
Aw,
of you.
thank you, cousin.
Trish,
I love you.
Trish says, my customer service coworkers are the real Veronica junkies. Uh, I'm a wife out in the office of Latina girls. We love Veronica. It's our comic relief. You are hilarious.
Oh,
Aw,
I love that. Thank you so much.
yeah. Sylvia on Instagram says, my friend Veronica is an amazing human being. Josie says, girl, I get so mad when I see those. I knew it wasn't the real Veronica. Oh, wow. Oh,
And I
wow.
love that. I
Yeah.
love that my followers are so passionate about it. I love that, they're willing to like help me fight it because I can't fight it on my own. That's one thing I can't do is fight it on my own. So I,
Mhm.
I really do appreciate the people that put themselves out there. Like, this isn't your content. And even there was a page on Facebook very recently that it wasn't an animation page, but it was a duplicate page of my actual page. So they
Okay.
were posting my stories. They were posting like pictures that I put of my mom and dad when my dad was in the hospital recently. It was a page as if it was me. And I'm
Wow.
like, I'm like, oh my God. And it had like 70 some thousand followers. And I'm like, oh no, this is getting dangerous. So I actually have an insider at Meta who was able to take that page down pretty quickly because that could get dangerous because now
Yeah.
you have me as your profile picture. You have, my stories, my captions, my content. So people, when I started posting like, this is not real, this is not real, everybody was, questioning me like, well, who are you? How do we know you're the real one? And I'm like,
Right,
oh,
right, right.
I don't know. I don't know. You just got to trust me.
Well, we are hoping and praying that this gets rectified really, really quickly.
Thank
And,
you.
and so, and we thank you for listen. Who says you're doing God's work? Indigo says Veronica out here doing God's work.
I love that.
Oh yeah, Chuck says there are a lot of con artists out there for their mighty dollar, which is truly risky and dangerous. And dangerous.
Absolutely.
Some people say, when you that you've arrived once people are starting to clone you and things of that nature.
Absolutely. That's when you know
Yeah.
that you are doing something right because people are not out here imitating people who are not doing something right. So it's
Yeah.
it's a privilege kind of, but it's also dangerous. That's where we need, people online to be super smart and not ever there's a page out there that's constantly asking people for money to do like a reading. And I'm like,
Mhm.
absolutely not. Like, that's not me. Don't ever give them money. I'm not asking anybody for money. So
Right.
it just it does get tricky, and people
Yeah.
just need to be smart about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the Customer Service Academy. So you created it to help others navigate like challenging customer interactions, right, while maintaining professionalism. So tell us a little bit more about what inspired you to begin the academy, and what are the key lessons that you teach?
For sure. So what inspired me to start the Customer Service Academy was exactly what I said earlier, that people were like, "Oh, I told my boss exactly what you said," or "I told this customer exactly the way you said it." And I'm like, "No, no, this is satire. This is fake. You can't do this." And I would get a lot of emails and a lot of messages, people asking me, "Hey, Veronica, I'm having this situation at work all the time. How can I navigate it? Oh, this happened. I'm getting this customer yelled at me. I don't know how to respond." So I'm like, okay, you got to give the people what they want, right? They need some guidance. They need somebody to kind of break it down for them. And that's exactly what I did. I put together, just from based on personal experience, I put
Mhm.
together what I call the Customer Service Academy, which is basically customer service 101. And some of the key points of it is how to maintain professionalism, but still getting your point across, how to de escalate customers who are being difficult, who are being rude, who are not listening, who are not understanding. There's a part of it called saying no without saying no, and that's called the Veronika training. And that's actually also where it came from. I did a
Mhm.
collaboration with Estefania Saavedra, and I called it the Veronika training. And on that video, I got thousands of messages like, "Why does it feel like we need something that's called the Veronika training?" And I'm like, hold up. So that part of my customer service academy is called the Veronika training, and it's a super chill way of how to say no without saying no. People don't want to hear the word no,
Yeah.
so sometimes you got to say no. As a customer service representative, you have to say no. There's no way around it. So you have to be strategic about it. So I go into, tips and tricks on how to say no, but how to offer something else, how to say no,
Mhm.
but let them know why you're saying no in a way that they'll actually understand. And obviously, it's not foolproof, but it's something that it'll help you where before you probably had 10 customers that yelled at you in a day, maybe now you're down to one or two, hopefully. That's
Okay.
my goal. So it's basically me just coaching customer service representatives, or a lot of the training itself has a lot to do with life in general, which is
Yeah.
how to speak up for yourself, how to get your point across without being rude, without being nasty, without having an attitude, because New Yorkers are known for their attitude, but
Yeah. Yeah.
we can come across a little bit rough sometimes, but there's still ways to get your point across without all that extraness, and by keeping calm, because that's what we need to do as customer service representatives. No matter what, you cannot elevate to the customer's point, because you're yelling, they're yelling, nobody's listening.
Right.
So
Right.
it's really a comprehensive coaching program that I have, where I kind of just, it's literally like a conversation just like this, and I'm sitting there going through, I have a PowerPoint just, to make sure that I hit every single step. But it's
Mhm.
really a conversation where I open up the floor, and it's either a group session or one-on-one session where we're like, all right, let's go through it. And you ask questions, I'll answer them, and we'll kind of see where you're at in your career as far as a customer service representative, and where I'm at, and we'll kind of bring it together and see how you can improve and how I can help you improve. And so far it's been very successful. I've had some feedback where it's like, listen, there's some things that you would think that was like common sense, but I had
Yeah.
never thought of it that way. And I love that,
Um,
because it's I'm not teaching you brain surgery. I don't know how to perform brain surgery.
yes.
I'm just teaching you some things that I've learned in the 16 years that I've been in customer service, some things that I've learned, putting them together, what's worked, what hasn't worked, and let's make it easier, because being in the customer facing industry is very hard. It's very, very hard.
Yes, yes, yes. And I gather that this can also work uh for like maybe entrepreneurs who are dealing with clients, so some of your key points that you hit in your training could also work for anyone who has to deal with a client, who has to deal with someone that is receiving services from them. So thank you
Oh,
so much for
absolutely.
starting that. Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. We're
It's
gonna take a
targeted
quick
for
break. Go ahead.
CSRs. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, no, finish and then we'll take the break.
It's targeted for customer service reps, but it's
Yeah.
really, like you said, for anyone. My goal is to reach like call centers, actual full call centers, teach the class to the entire call center. That's
Mhm.
obviously a bigger scale where I'm at than where I'm at right now, but that's the ultimate goal, is to anybody that wants it, I'm here. I'm here and ready to coach.
All right, listen, y'all. So if you happen to be on and you're a part of a company that needs this training, reach out to Veronika. We're going to make sure that you have a way to do that when we right before we end today. We're going to take a quick break for Veronika to catch her breath and sip some more of her apple juice. And as we do some housekeeping, we'll be right back with some more amazing conversation with the real Veronika. So again, I want to invite you to connect, follow, like, and subscribe. First of all, welcome to those of you that came in, that triggered in late. And I'm so grateful that you have joined us from Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and LinkedIn. I want again to remind you to connect, follow, like, and subscribe. I'm building up the Inspire with Sue portion brand rather on Facebook and Instagram. So please do me a favor and follow me there. You can follow me at Sue A. Webley everywhere. So on LinkedIn, on TikTok, on Instagram, Facebook. You want to follow me directly, you can do that at Sue A. Webley. You could also head over to our website at www.getinspired.live. You can find out all about Inspire, all about the show. You can subscribe to our newsletter to be kept up to date and everything that's happening with Inspire. You can learn a little bit about me. And if you want to catch our previous episodes, you can do all of that on our website. You can also listen later on Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. We're Inspired with Sue on all of those platforms. If you or someone you know is on a mission to create change while inspiring others to do the same, we want to hear from you. We want you to join us in conversation on a future episode of Inspire. So again, visit us at www.getinspired.live. You can book your appearance right on our website. So if that's you or you know someone who will be a good fit for the show, you can book that appearance right on the website. Now, I'm gonna do this every week until our sibling Yanni gets a kidney. Yanni needs a kidney donor. Yanni needs a kidney donor. She is in search of potential donors who are fairly healthy, who have the blood types A or O, and who have the courage to commit to surgery and to help save her life, right? And she'd love to share the safety measures with you. You can reach out to her and her family directly by emailing peacepeopleinc@gmail.com. That's peacepeopleinc@gmail.com. You could also head over to emerylivingdonor.org, fill out the survey, and enter her name, which is Ayana Davis. So listen, let's gather together in community. Let's help Yanni get her kidney. Again, you can reach out to her and her family directly at peacepeopleinc@gmail.com, or head over to emerylivingdonor.org to fill out the survey, enter her name, Yana Davis. If you're on social media, you can find Yanni. Just put in Yanni, and you should be able to find her on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and all the places. You can also give her a follow. So we're sending prayers and well wishes to Yanni as she continues to search for a kidney. We're about to get back into our conversation with Veronika. Hey, Veronika, welcome back. Thank you again for joining us on Inspire this Saturday morning.
Thanks again for having me. I love this so much.
Oh, we've been having such a good conversation so far. So you know that we are in the middle of Hispanic Heritage Month. And so how's your heritage influenced your work and the way that you approach content creation, especially in giving a voice to others in the customer service field?
So being a Latina, it's always been a label that anytime we speak up, we're aggressive.
Mm.
And it's like, no, we're just not gonna take it. We're just not gonna sit back and let you just do whatever you want. And when we speak up, now we're aggressive and we're the problem. So I think that so many Latinas, Latinos, people of color in general resonate like, yeah, I understand where you're coming from. And
Mhm.
it's kind of given them a little bit of courage to be like, let's just speak up. We're going to be labeled no matter what.
Yeah.
They're going to label me no matter what. They're going to have something to say regardless. Let them have something to say. Like, don't mess with that one. Because I'll tell you what,
Right.
every job that I've ever had, somebody's always tried it. Somebody's always tried it. All I got to do is be like, not the one, and they won't try it again. They'll keep trying with other people because you know how people are. There are certain people out there who they're okay getting under people's skin and they like to target people. They will I will never have a target on my back. Not in a way of like somebody trying to get me fired, but in my face. That is
Mhm.
just not going to happen. You could disrespect me all you want behind my back. What you're saying back there is none of my business. What you're
Yeah.
saying to my face, that is my business. So I think that being a Latina has helped me help mold because I believe that Latinos and Latinas are very underrepresented. We're still the least amount of pay in the pay scale, and I feel like we need to understand that we have a lot of power. There's a lot of Latinos and Latinas in this country, and we need to take those steps. Do that, get the continuing education, look for the resources, use your voice. We have a voice. We
Yeah.
sometimes are just afraid to use it again because of those labels, because of there we feel like we're the minority. We're kind of not. So use those numbers that you have and make yourself known. And I love that. I always hashtag Latina and Boricua in my in all of my videos, just to kind of put it out there. Like, I'm very
Yeah.
proud of my Latin heritage. I'm very proud to be a Hispanic woman. I was born in New York, but my parents are from Puerto Rico. I go to Puerto Rico several times a year, and I do what
Mhm.
I can to learn what my heritage is all about. And I need my fellow Latinos and Latinas to understand we have that voice and you can use that voice. The label's going to be there regardless. So don't
Right.
worry about it. Do what you got to do, remain respectful, and don't worry about anything else. Just strive for more. Always strive for more. You don't have
Yeah.
to be complacent. You don't have to be content with where you are. Always strive for more. There's more out there. Trust me. Nobody else stops themselves. We shouldn't be stopping ourselves from achieving greatness either.
Wow, wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Indigo says workplace injustice is a huge problem. Why is that? Bosses are unreasonable, coworkers are lazy. How do we fix these things?
I don't know that there's a one fix for all, but it does start with speaking up. It starts with covering your butt. It starts with
Mhm.
not letting someone get away with things one by one by one, and then finally speaking up when it's the 15th thing. You speak up the first time because when they know that like I said, when they know they can't mess with you, when they know you're not the one, they're like,
Mhm.
ugh, okay, let me leave that one alone. If they go through the office and all 15 of y'all are not the one, they're gonna leave y'all alone. Okay. It's when they like y'all all need to be not the one. Because they're going to look, especially if they're like a bully. We have adult bullies. It's all over the
Yeah.
world. So
Yeah.
if they know that they can get under one person's skin, under two people's skin, they're going to do it. So what you want to do is make sure that, again, you're speaking up, you're sending an email recap. Oh, we had this conversation today. This is what you said to me and this is what I said to you. This way there's a paper trail for every single thing. And if it's something that you feel that needs to be relayed to HR, relay it to HR, because what happens is, and it happened to me, I lived on property where I worked in an apartment complex, and my boss, she would do so many shady things, and I'm like,
Mm.
I live here. I can't get in trouble. I can't get on her bad side. I was like 20 years old, so I was very scared to lose my job and lose my apartment. And she came in on a rampage one day, and I didn't show an apartment because I had gotten an injection in my foot, and she fired me. And it
Wow.
didn't matter that I covered her for the past 3 years. It didn't matter that I was doing her job plus my job. None of that mattered. Had I spoken up during the times that, she had done something to me or she wasn't being the boss that she was supposed to be, it would have looked like retaliation versus,
Yeah.
well, you never spoke up before. Why are you waiting to speak up now that you're losing your job? So it starts with one person being brave enough to speak up, and then that person being brave enough to be the leader, because most people are looking for someone to be their leader. Not everybody's leader material. A lot of
Right.
people are looking to one person. That's why it's so easy for, like, unfortunately, for like dictators and stuff like that, to get people to follow them because they're saying all the right words. It sounds good. It sounds like something that, okay, this sounds okay. So you have to be that person to say, okay, I'm going to take a little charge in this, but I need all y'all to be on board. And just little by little, one at a time, you cut those trees down, those trees being the bad trees of the bosses that are making your lives miserable. You have to speak up. Unfortunately, there are going to be some casualties. There's casualties in any war. And the war between toxic bosses and employees is a very real one.
Yeah.
It's very, very real. So unfortunately, there will probably be people to lose their jobs and stuff like that. And if it's going to put you in a position to lose everything, then you may not be that person to do it in that moment.
Mhm.
But it really is about learning to speak up, covering your butt, and making sure that you're not letting things slide. Just like in life in general, something happens, speak up. Don't wait till you explode 10 months down the line. Speak up now,
Yeah.
get it off your chest, and let's move forward. But I really do believe that that is something that it takes an entire culture change for
Yes.
the employee boss relationship to change.
Mm. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Ooh, such great advice. Such great advice. If you could collaborate with any other content creator or a celebrity, who would it be and why?
I have to say that I really love Michelle Buteau. She is, I don't know, I resonate with her. Like, first of all, she has huge curly hair. I know I usually have curly hair. It's just easier right now with hurricane not to have curly hair because of the humidity. So she has this huge curly hair. She's full figure. She's outspoken. She's funny. She's sarcastic. I see myself in her and I absolutely love that. Now, don't get me wrong. I could never stand on stage and be a stand-up comedian. It's not my thing. People tell me all the time, "Oh my God, you should do stand up." No, I shouldn't. I promise you, I will get up there and I'll freeze and I'll cry and I'll run off stage and it'll be the most embarrassing thing you've ever seen. But Michelle Buteau, I would absolutely love to collaborate with her in some way, shape, or form. She would be the person that I would definitely collaborate with if I could.
All right, Michelle. I hope you're watching. So you get this collaboration on.
Hey,
Katrina, I'm
girl.
so sorry. I missed this. I missed this question. So Katrina says, just to kind of pivot backwards a little bit. What if there is no HR? She says, my company is family owned. There's no HR to go to. My boss is an ass. She accuses me of lying through other employees. She knows I'm not lying, but she questions other employees.
So it's tricky when there's no HR and it's family owned because they're the owners. Like they're the owners of the company. They can kind of run it the way they want. But the EEOC still exists. The labor board still exists. Keep track of everything. Still write everything down. Still email her or him when you have a conversation with them and keep track of everything. This way, again, if you feel that you are terminated unjustly, you can always file a complaint with the EEOC and let them know this is what's going on. It's a family owned business, but they still have laws to follow. They can't just be out there being toxic just because they feel like it. Um, so I know it's trickier when there's no HR, but you still have those options. Definitely
Yeah.
be familiar with your state because sorry, for example, Florida is an at-will works right to work state. So a company
Mhm.
can technically fire you for whatever reason, but no, they can't. Like there's still things that have to be followed in order for them. Like they can't fire you on the basis of race, sex, orientation, and all that. So
Yes.
just make sure that you are still emailing recaps. I've covered that many times in my videos, emailing the recaps and making sure that you have everything documented. Documentation is everything. Otherwise, is your word against theirs. Um, Stay professional. Don't give them a reason to look at you. Don't give them a reason to have chatter about you. If they're gonna talk, they're gonna talk no matter what anyway. So do your job. Go there, do your job. And honestly, if you're miserable, look for another job. I know it's hard right now. Keep this one until you can find another one. But if you're not happy there, you don't have to stay there. You absolutely don't have to stay there, and you don't have to give a 2 week notice. You know how I feel about that too.
Thank you for responding, Katrina. I hope that helped. We hope that that situation shifts to a more positive light. Diva Latina said, Department of Labor. Like you can also reach out to the Department of Labor.
Mhm.
So I know that being in the public eye, right? Being on all the time, especially on social media, can be exhausting. So, how do you practice self care to keep yourself grounded and positive?
So you know the hashtag treat yourself? I am the
Mhm.
queen of treat yourself. My bank account hates to see me coming. Like I I am not one of those people that's like, oh no, I bought myself a purse yesterday. Let me not know. I treat myself, and I'm not out here buying designer purses. I'm just kidding. But I treat myself. I travel a lot. If I want to eat some good food, I go eat some good food. I take a trip up to New York to see my best friends as often as I want. I spend time with my family. I'll have dinner with my cousins every now and then.
Mhm.
um it's something that I'm like, and because I have the freedom, I don't have kids, I'm not married, so there's really not anything holding me back. I can kind of just do whatever I want, like, and that's exactly what I do. Sometimes I stay home for 2 weeks, don't even see the outside world, and that's okay. And then the most important thing that I do is I stay off social media when I'm not posting. Like, I might post on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and then I'll shut it down and I won't be back, because I'm already on it so much, because I have to
Yeah.
respond to comments, I have to post, I have to, engage with my audience. I'm already there so much that on my me time, I don't want that to take more of my time. So for
Yes.
sure, that is one of the things that I do to stay away. But another thing that I do is I travel. I travel and I eat good food, and I do what I want. I think that's the best thing that I've ever done, is I just do what I want. Like, I don't make
Mhm.
excuses. That money will come back. Maybe it won't, but one thing that's always gonna be there is these bills. So I'm gonna pay my bills, but I'm gonna have some fun, because life
Yeah.
is hard enough as it is, and especially these days. So I'm not gonna sit here and be miserable. I'm gonna have some fun.
Yeah.
That's the plain
Yeah.
and simple answer, is that I'm gonna enjoy my life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. And so you mentioned a few times going to eat good food. So we know that you're a huge foodie. So if you could eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I would have to say crab legs with corn and my homemade butter sauce. I have
Oh,
to say it.
yeah.
I love steak, but it's really heavy, so I don't eat steak too much anymore. So my second in line would have been crab legs. Now it's first in line for sure.
Mm. Yeah, 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 yeah. Love that. Love me some crab legs and some
Absolutely. I ate
corn.
some yesterday.
You've accomplished so much these last few years. What are your dreams for the future?
Listen, I'm at this place in my life where if it sounds good, I do my research and I'm going full face, full steam ahead, whatever you say it, all on anything. Like, I'm not saying no to
Mhm.
anything. The My friend Jock reached out regarding the narration of audiobooks. I said absolutely, and I did it, and it's completed, and it was something that I never thought that I'd do, voiceover.
Yeah.
But because of the animations, actually, she found and said, you know what, I like this voice. Let me see if she wants to do some audiobooks, and it just worked out. So narrating audiobooks, voiceovers is definitely something that I'm getting into. I'm writing a book. Excuse me. I'm writing a book, and I want to see where my customer service academy goes, my content creation goes. I've always been into acting and all that, so I would love to continue, doing some acting. And just like I said, the entertainment industry is something that I've always been interested in. I had to
Mhm.
put it on the back burner just because I had to sort of take care of my mom when her and my dad split, but now I'm at a point where my mom is good. I'm stable in life. I'm gonna go after my dreams 100%, like 100 miles an hour, and I'm not gonna let anything stop me. So wherever it takes me, wherever God's path opens up and tells me go this way, I'm like, I'm there. I'll be there. Like, I'm doing anything. And then I do want to open a speakeasy. That's my ultimate goal, is to open up a speakeasy. But that is a little down the line. So for right now, I'm focusing on my entertainment and all these great things that are happening, and doors are opening that I didn't even knock on. But that's what happens when you have God's grace in your life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Where can the people find you so we can support you?
Everywhere. On TikTok, I'm VXO13, on Instagram and YouTube, and even I have a newer Facebook page, just The Real Veronica. On Instagram, it's just The Real Veronica with the underscore at the end. And don't forget, it's Veronica with a K, as on the screen. And I think those are the social media channels that I have. Yeah. And then for my customer service academy, it's customer service academy by v.com, and you can go on there. You can sign up for group and single sessions, and you can make the payment, schedule your date, and it's all super simple, super streamlined. That's where you can find me.
All right. Thank you so much, Veronica, for hanging out with us. It's been an absolute joy, and I pray that I pray continued success in
Thank you.
all of what God has for you. And thank you for saying yes to what your call is. You didn't know what your call at the time, but
You're right about that.
it certainly is, and you have just brought so much laughter and so much needed information to the masses. And so we thank you for everything that you do, and we will be following you closely. When that book, when you finish that book, let me know. We'll have you back so we can
Absolutely.
talk about your book.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sue. I appreciate this opportunity. I wish you as well so much success, as well as all of your followers and everyone tuning in today. May God bless every single one of you with so much prosperity and so much joy in your lives. I know things are hard right now, but like I said, make the best of every single day. Just find ways to smile and find ways to be happy. There's enough sadness. Let's just find those little moments of happiness.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you, Veronica. We will see you again soon.
Thank you for having me.
Y'all, that was a wonderful conversation with Veronica. I'm so happy that she was here. Thank all of you for joining us. Big Dreams Project. I am going to, if you put your email address in the chat, let's talk a little bit more. You brought us some good points, and so I want to follow up with you. So do me a favor, reach out or put your email address in the chat so I can reach out to you and we'll have that conversation. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, LinkedIn. Thank you, YouTube. I look forward to seeing you again next week. And as you know, until then, I want you to stay lifted. I want you to stay motivated. And most of all, I want you to stay inspired. God bless you. I will see you again next week.